Good day. This is Angelo. Welcome back to my video blog series. You can often find it at stateofeuphorbia.com, also on my YouTube channel. So thanks for tuning in. I appreciate that. Haven't been checking in since my birthday back on June 23rd, so I figured it's time for another update. Couple of things I'd like to say is thanks to everyone who's helped contribute to the National Brain Tumor Society on behalf of myself and Team Republic. We've got some people who have signed up. And if you haven't signed up yet or you haven't donated yet, please do so. I'm going to leave a link on the page. And I very much appreciate your kind support of that cause. Looks like it could be a struggle getting to $10,000 before the deadline. But as mentioned previously, we do have some support from a couple of local breweries here in Oregon. A few from Bend, Good Life, and Worthy Brewing said they are going to donate some beers. And also here in Portland, Portland U Brew, and also Gigantic Brewing are coming through to help out with some keg donations. Also want to thank Beer Mongers and Bailey's Tap Room. They've also put forth the okay to put some of those beers on tap. So we're trying to get some events coordinated for that. There's a lot of events going on coming up in July and moving forward. July is Oregon Craft Beer Month, so there's a ton going on. There's actually a festival every single weekend, so we know we've got a lot to do, and we appreciate if you could support these events. I'll keep you posted as things come about. I also want to thank very much Hydro Flask for being a supporter of Brew Public. If you haven't heard of Hydro Flask, and also in big part, Groundswell Public Relations. Groundswell, I don't think so. I look backwards on here, especially Caroline and Dax from Groundswell. They're a PR company located in South Carolina, of all places. I received a package from Charleston, South Carolina, and I'm like, what is in this package? Is it a Confederate flag? What is it? You know, all this going on in the news lately. But actually, no. Thanks to Dax and Caroline and the crew at Groundswell Public Relations, they have hooked me up with some Hydro Flasks, and in doing so, Hydro Flask, which is out of Bend, Oregon, is a company that makes insulated thermos coolers. They've got I'll show you a couple. I have a 64 ounce. This is my Deschutes one, where I put my sticker on it, Bernie for Prez. So these are double jacketed, double wall stainless steel thermoses. They keep, this one will keep 4 pints of beer cold, or, if you have a hot liquid, like I make hot turmeric and coconut oil water with a different decoction that'll keep tea, coffee, anything hot for at least 24 hours. We've got also the Hydro Flask. Show you a few other ones real quickly. We've got the Hydro Flask, 12-hour hot, and a little water juggy there. And the one that I really dig, I've got a 40 ounce, and here's the 32 ounce of this one here. I really like for water, hot beverages, anything like that. So thank you to Groundswell PR, and also thank you to Hydro Flask, an Oregon company that makes some pretty awesome products. Thank you so much to all of our donors and supporters, but we still need support from you. So please make a donation to the cause, National Brain Tumor Society, or sign up to walk with us on August 1st, 8:30 a.m., Pioneer Courthouse Square. And we recommend that you sign up a few days before August 1st so that the people that are organizing the event have enough time in advance to coordinate volunteers and know what's going on. See all this around my mouth? That is turmeric, which stains just about everything. So I'm wearing this shirt that has turmeric colors in case I spill. You might not notice it. Now, that all being said, get that out of the way, I want to talk to you about a couple of things important to me about living with some of the issues surrounding brain tumors, brain cancer, terminal conditions, and also just some of the things that I am going through with having a brain tumor, being medicated, was affected in my left frontal and part of my parietal lobe. It's been difficult. I'm not going to lie. Lately, I've been having a sense of depression to a degree. There's things that can be done to overcome depression, such as positive dietary changes, exercise, proper amounts of sleep, meditative living, just meditation in general, and just breathing, trying to relax and trying not to let stress get to you. So reduction in stress by several means. Anyhow, lately I have found myself in a sense of worry of leading my days alone, thinking who's going to love me the way that I am, and reinforcement from several people like, I love you, I'll always love you, you can count on me, if you need me, I'm here. But in the reality, the bottom line of it all is that having a lot of time on your hands with uncontrollable amounts of anxiety has been quite difficult for me. I've been trying to a large degree to control my anxiety and put my focus and energy into other things, such as focusing on campaigning for the National Brain Tumor Society, which has given me great purpose. It's given me great optimism. Tasks at hand like that. Focusing on campaigning for Bernie Sanders, who I believe in strongly as a next presidential candidate. But I'm not going to get political here on this episode. I just want to say that I feel very strong about that issue, and whatever it is that you feel strongly about, it could be something completely different. But just if you're experiencing something that gives you joy and purpose, that's a great thing to keep your focus on. And also another thing that's been a little troublesome for me is, with having mood swings, mood shifts, feeling depressed, feeling anxious. Like I said, that's kind of a whole part of the left frontal lobe, is these sort of compulsive, obsessive compulsive anxiety, mood shifts that I am experiencing, coupled with some of the medications that I am on. Those are symptomatic of what I am experiencing. And if you have any sort of brain tumor, or you're going through any sort of terminal condition, you may understand exactly what I'm talking about. But it's not my intention to have any sort of pity from anybody. I don't need anyone to feel sorry for me. I don't need anybody. I mean, that early on maybe have been the case. But now my focus is trying to heal and do the things that I need to do to make the most out of this life that I have to live. And that still becomes a challenge constantly, because I still get those thoughts as to who's going to love me, who's going to want me the way that I am. And when, I meet somebody new, potentially romantic encounter, potentially this or that, I these thoughts race through my mind. I look back on past and recent situations of people that I've loved greatly and situations that have not worked out, and I see a cyclical, you know, cycles, patterns of how things went, and it makes me feel back to the anxiety factor. I feel anxious that maybe somebody is not going to find the core in myself that I'm having trouble finding in my own self. That are these people going to love me for me, or are they pitying me? Are they using my condition to bolster something within themselves, or is there just avoidance of involvement with me because of that? And am I being over analytical because I'm thinking about this too much? I'm worrying about this too much. Quick plug here. I've got the Hydro Flask True Pint, which is a nice little pint glass, which keeps like a hot beverage hot, a cold beverage cold, a lot longer than your average pint or glass. So thank you, Hydro Flask. Anyways, I appreciate anybody that would donate to the National Brain Tumor Society, because I really want to start on a basic level of finding a cure for the condition of brain tumors, and then through therapy and through personal examination, I would very much so like to heal myself, because you don't need to have a brain tumor. You don't need to have a terminal condition to feel some of the feelings that I've been experiencing since being placed on a large number of medications and having the biopsy where they drilled into my brain, and that created a lot of havoc also. So I'm not really sure what's created some of these newfound issues. Some of these issues have been in play in my life for a while, and that could in part be because the brain tumor more than likely was in my brain before I started having seizures and knew about the growth of it until it reached a certain point. So there's a lot to be found out. There's a lot to be learned. I just want to keep you up to date as to where I am. Earlier today, I was crying. I was feeling flustered and angry. I've met a few people recently who love me very greatly and have showed me great amounts of care and seem to appreciate me for the person that I am, admire the amount of bravery that it takes to endure the anxiety, frustration, and just to tolerate a life of acceptance. I don't want to be identified as a person that has this condition, but I'm constantly reminded by my own physical and mental being that this is a reality for me. And so if there is a way that we can come to curing brain tumors, or at least finding a better way to live with them, and that is my goal ultimately, through primarily diet, stress reduction. One thing that I struggle with continually is getting the proper amount of sleep and relaxing in the anxiety part. Remembering to breathe, because you don't need to pop a pill every time you're feeling bad and anxious. You can also find it within your own mind to control your brain. The mind can control the brain, and I apologize that I may be digressing a little bit in what I say, but that's just kind of how I am. I didn't go off a script here. I'm just talking about things that are current and prevalent and relevant to my life. So earlier today, I got really depressed. I go through these bouts every so often. I'd say almost on a daily or every other day, where I find myself feeling really trapped in my own thoughts and break down. I usually do this alone and cry or get angry, flustered, frustrated, and it's not something to be proud of or something to share with other people. Some people maybe do want that. I don't want pity. I want progress, and I want to support myself and to lift myself up. And I do appreciate the people who have helped me through this process and who have encouraged me greatly. I've met some amazing people recently who have done that for me, and I don't want to drag them into this by naming them by name, but you know who you are, and especially people who are family and people who are becoming as much as family to me in the way that they treat me and love me. So thank you for supporting me as a friend, as a person that you care to see getting through this, and also thank you, excuse me, for supporting the National Brain Tumor Society. Um, the gift that you are able to make, whether it's just spreading the word or getting out there to walk next to the rest of us, whatever city it is that you're in. Portland, like I said, August 1st, we're going to have a walk, and it's $25 to participate in the walk. If you can't make it, just make a donation, just as much or as little as you can, and that a little bit goes a long ways. So thank you. There's probably at least 100 people who have already given to show their support, and as much as I could use the money myself to help fund my life, because it's difficult for me to work right now, I'd much rather see your gift go to benefiting the greater good of the NBTS, National Brain Tumor Society. So please find the link on this page and click it, and we can do this together. We can find a cure. I believe it with all my heart, and even if it's not while I'm still here on this planet, I think we will find this cure. I don't plan on losing this battle anytime soon. I plan on winning it. I plan on overcoming it and surviving it, and not just that, doing it in a very successful fashion. So I want to be a role model for other people who are experiencing some of these issues that I've been experiencing, and I'm grateful for each day that I have and for the people that have encouraged me. I love you all greatly, and I appreciate the love and acceptance and gift of your time and energy that you've given to me. So thank you, and click on the link, make the donation, make the gift. I know I sound like Jerry Lewis, and this is the Jerry Lewis telethon. If only I had Don Rickles out here and some other people to talk. Maybe that'll come soon, but it's been a little dry lately of people giving, but I know that's because so many have already made the gift, so many friends, and believe me, if I could list you all right now, I would, but I will later on make a mention of all the people if they're wanting to be listed. Thank you all so very, very much, and your friendship and gift is a blessing to not only myself, but others that are afflicted by brain tumors and cancer. So that's it for now. This is Angelo saying thank you. Thanks for listening. You're beautiful, and you deserve to smile every day. So remember that no matter who you are, or afflicted or not by any sort of condition, just remember that. And thank you for your friendship, kindness, support. And if you didn't get to the end of this video, well, you're not hearing this, but Thanks for watching part of it. All right. Have a great day. Bless you. Peace. Eat more turmeric and coconut.